Okay.
Whoopsie, I'm
Okay.
screaming.
Yeah, whoopsie, I'm screaming. Okay, there have been some minor delays, but we're back on track now.
Yeah.
Greetings to all the listeners who are now joining us from
Hello.
YouTube, because we're doing that now. Hi, everybody.
I guess we get down to business.
I guess so, yeah.
About issue 3.
Yes, we're talking about issue 3, where, what's her name? Fucking Mrs. Rudolph is a thing, and people, they went to her house, like, what kind of students go to your teacher's house? We're not really the best people to judge about that, I guess. We used to go to our teacher's houses all the time. But that's...
Yeah, well, they were sus about her, tutoring Will one-on-one for some reason.
I don't know why. Like, is she that bad at... Did they think she was, like, amazing at math, that she'd be able to keep up with their new programs? I'm honestly very confused.
Well, I'm not really sure, but I guess it's just Mrs. Rudolph being like, oh, you're new around here. Why don't I give you some tutoring to make sure you're on the same page as everyone else?
Yeah, and everyone was like, oh my god, she must be evil.
Yeah. It's like, you could just tutor at school, Mrs. Rudolph. Just kidding. Well, I mean, that's usually what people do, really, but I guess this is, we're gonna keep the weirdness of it.
Sure.
And, everyone's just paranoid.
Okay.
So everyone's paranoid. They kind of break in her house somehow. I think they even did like a whole card swipe thing for the lock, but it didn't really work. And they just used magic instead. So, anyway, long story short, they find out Mrs. Rudolph is actually a good person. Aside from that, apparently she's from Meridian.
Yeah, she's just like a well-meaning Metamorian individual who just like left.
Yeah, it's not really said why she suddenly went to Earth to, fulfill her dream as a math teacher, I guess. It just said that she went to Heatherfield to become a math teacher.
Who dreams of becoming a math teacher, I will never know, but yeah.
You do you, Mrs. Rudolph.
No judgment here.
Yeah. So they find out she's okay, and then somehow it segues to them unlocking this book that's sealed with the seal of Phobos, which was supposed to be found in Elion's basement. We kind of deleted that, so we're kind of redoing this whole book thing. It's kind of also weird because why is it on Earth? And also, if they unlock it, they find out right away about Prince Phobos, and then Tyranny hears it speak to her for some reason, and then it gives her the ability to open portals. I'm not sure if it's her or if it's the book that has the ability to open portals, but either way, another firewall exception.
Yeah, so many of those in this comic. It's like, we're gonna say that there's a thing in place, except no, not really. Like, make a choice, guys.
Yeah. So we're fixing that, and we're also fixing the afterword of that where so the portal is opened, and then they go to Meridian, and then Cedric and company, plus Elion, are there waiting for them creepily, and they discover that Elion's from Meridian. After that whole dialogue, I guess, Frost Hunter dude captures Tyranny, and everyone flees because they're overwhelmed in terms of power. So they flee at her telepathic request, but they vow to get her back. Well, that's basically the meat of the whole issue 3. Subplots include family stuff like Will uncovering her mom potentially dating Mr. Collins.
No, not potentially dating, absolutely dating.
Oh, okay.
They were like fully on a date that time.
Right. I was just reading the scriptures. The holy scriptures.
Yeah, there's a whole fun subplot where her mom has just decided to go on dates with Mr. Collins. I think we can safely assume that they were like together via the internet. Like they probably met on a dating site or something. That's the only explanation she managed to get on that so fast. Because they've been there canonically for like 2-3 days. Like there's no way anyone's moving that fast.
She moves so fast. But yeah, so we're not really fixing that. We're just elaborating a little, like maybe they met on the internet. So aside from that, well, I guess we're gonna start hammering away at all of these plot holes. Well, I mean, no, not hammering away. Fixing them. Putting
Yeah.
Band-Aids.
That meme of that guy, like, slapping a piece of tape onto that leaking water fixture.
Leaking. Okay,
Seriously.
so Mrs. Rudolph, we're keeping her as the red herring lady. She's a nice lady. We're just gonna make it so that her backstory makes a little more sense. So
Yeah.
I guess she's a refugee from the time when, you know, things are starting to get politically
Yeah.
woke.
Once like stuff started going into upheaval or whatever, like she was
Yeah.
like, I'm out of here, bye.
Yeah, like my dreams of becoming a math teacher, I must fulfill them at all costs.
I
So
wonder
she,
if math and Meridian
goes
is
through
the same. Sorry,
goes through the portal. Yes.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I just suddenly started thinking about if math is the same across all dimensions.
Well, I mean, maybe some form of counting, but I guess maybe the theoretical stuff would be different.
Yeah.
But I think the fundamentals would be the same.
Real
You gotta
Katie
know how to
Heron
count.
hours in here.
Yes. Oh.
Okay. Anyway,
oh no, Katie
back on
Heron.
topic. I'm sorry, that was my fault. Yeah, back on topic. She goes back to Earth so she can like fulfill her dream of being a math teacher.
Yeah, she founds the math. Just kidding. So she goes through the portal. Well, I guess the portal is in her house, portal number 3, and we're kind of making it so that that would be where the portal would usually be open if the veil was, you know, not up. So that would also kind of explain-ish why portal 3 would open there again. So it could be because she went there before.
Yeah, she just has that there, and I guess like the veil never fixed it. It's just there.
Well, I guess it's not really fixed, but more like that's where it would open if it was supposed to, you know, open.
Yeah.
So that's the portal and Mrs. Rudolph. Mrs. Rudolph, I guess, explains herself with like this general history book instead of that weird,
Phobos book.
powerful Phobos book. But anyway, basically it's just going to be a general history book to help her, you know, explain that Meridian's real and it won't have any of the juicy royal family dirt and stuff.
Yeah.
So no danger there of Phobos becoming dumb again. So while they're being explained to, being lady explained,
to,
Frost Hunter, we're making him goon number 3, goes through portal 3, and then while they're having their little history lesson, he gets Tyranny and captures her, goes back through portal 3, and then everyone's like, oh no, and then they chase after her. So that's how they segue to going to Meridian. But before that, we need to solve the whole Cedric and company and Elian seeing them there, or basically waiting for them there creepily. So, first of all, Elian's not with the Meridian side yet, I believe.
No. She's still just kind of learning about stuff.
Yeah, so she's like, this could be after she talks to Cedric at first, you know, when she starts manifesting her powers, which could have been after, you know, the whole greenhouse thing, and then she's alone and she's like, what the heck's happening? She's in their library, maybe, I don't know. And then she talks to Cedric about it, and then Cedric doesn't really want to say anything too shocking, like basically saying, you're adopted. He explains that there's other worlds out there that have magic, and magic is actually kind of normal, and maybe your magic is from there. And then Elian's at first maybe like, okay, sure. I don't really believe it, but okay. And then at this point, she's a good friend of them, so maybe she goes with them to, you know, stake out the whole tutoring agenda. And so while Mrs. Rudolph is explaining the whole Meridian thing, Elian's kind of like, oh, she's talking about the same thing Cedric is talking about.
Yeah.
So she's like, maybe this is actually real. So that's when she starts to, you know, maybe trust more in Cedric's word. And then segue to the part where Tyranny's captured and then they go to Meridian. So I guess Elian's with them too. And we're deleting the Cedric part of the Cedric and company waiting for them. So it's just company and Frost the Hunter and I guess goons are there waiting for them.
We have goons there.
Yeah, I mean, what is a good villain without their goons? So they basically try to get Tyranny back, but, you know, we're still keeping the whole they're overwhelmed thing because they're inexperienced.
Yeah, they're very new to having powers.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure goon number 3 plus their goons would be too much for them, especially in their home turf. So they flee And then Elian kind of manifests her powers because she also can't control her powers.
Yeah.
But so she would be the one to kind of accidentally close or open the portal, something like that. And then when they're all back, well, Elian's kind of like, why didn't you guys tell me you guys had powers? And so she's feeling a little betrayed because they were all this time hiding that they had powers too from her. And basically she was like the odd one out in the whole friend group.
Nobody likes feeling left out by their friends.
Yeah, so that's when there's this whole rift that's starting between them. So that's them. And I guess, is there anything else we forgot about?
Don't think so.
I guess that's most of issue 3 then.
Yeah. Think so.
Ta-da!
Yay! We analyzed it so quickly today because we're always like planning it now.
Yeah, we're planning now.
Yeah, it doesn't take us like 50 minutes to figure things out anymore.
Yeah, we saved all of the why is it like this off air.
Yeah, we do take a week in between these things to get them done now. So like we go through the documents together on call and then just be like, what are these decisions they're making? We don't do that on air anymore.
We were like, okay, there's this book thing, and then we were like, wait, when did the book come into existence in this story? So,
yeah, it was a whole lot of why. What are we doing?
And what do we do with it?
Yeah.
And how do we make it make sense? So, in a nutshell, Mrs. Rudolph, the red herring, Frost Hunter, kind of opportunistic bastard, goes through the portal, captures Tranny, and then everyone's like, oh no, goes through the portal, and then goons, and then everyone's like, go on without me, and then we'll be back, and then they go through the portal, and then Elian's like, watch out with her powers by accident, and then everyone's like, wait a minute, you have powers, like the Spider-Man pointing meme.
Yeah.
And then seeds of betrayal. There.
Yeah, that is basically what we're doing. And yeah, this issue was not as like heinously problematic as all the others were for our like internal logic. So it's not too bad. It didn't take us like a zillion years to come up with fixes.
Yeah, because we already kind of established the whole Cedric and Elian situation, so it was just kind of the matter of where to put them in this point in time.
Yeah.
And what does everyone know at this point in time type of thing. And a bit of timelining, I guess.
A little bit of fixing here and there, but it wasn't like a full reconstruction from the ground up because, we've established a lot of stuff already, like how Phobos isn't a fucking idiot who just leaves his books about himself lying around the place. I'm still so annoyed at that as like a plot device. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, it's like, why? Why would you do that? Why would it exist? And also, why would it be in Elian's basement?
Why would you make this stuff fairly public and easy to access knowledge when you usurped the kingdom? That's such
it is sealed with a seal of Phobos, but I mean, really, like, why? If it could just not be there, why would you just seal it? Like, there was a whole burn the book thing in history, like, why couldn't you just do the same?
Yeah, Phobos could have, like, a book burning initiative. That makes more sense than him just having it lying around.
Yeah, like book burning all of the stuff that basically says he's not supposed to be in power.
Yeah.
And also tying into the whole, why is Elian's basement just weird when clearly Elian was adopted into this world? And why would such secret stuff be in this equally secret passage under her house? So weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're deleting that. We're deleting all of it. And we fixed it.
Yeah, we're getting rid of a lot and fixing a lot. The hot fixes for this series include making people smarter. And that's it.
And making sure they stay smart.
Yeah.
It's almost like every issue there's something that comes up that kind of redumbs them.
Yeah, Phobos is always up to some actually stupid nonsense, and it's always like we have to fix Phobos' ideas again because he's so dumb. Yeah,
like it redumbs them or like recreeps them.
Yeah.
Like Elian.
God, the creepy stuff. there's so much, like, weirdly, like, pedo-ass bullshit. Like,
Yeah, like pedo or like general stalker action going
like,
on.
why
Like,
are they like this? Why are they stalking each other? Why is Cedric a pedophile? Why any of this? Why
yeah.
would her friends not warn her against going on a date with an older man? That's so bizarre to me.
Yeah, like we kind of made him isn't he kind of like late 20s-ish type of person, older brother figure?
He's like 30.
So extra creepy to date a 14, 15-year-old.
Yeah, so gross. No, we don't like it. Like, we could have leaned pretty hard into the predatory aspect, but the fact still remains that the girls were like, yeah, go for it. Oh my god, like, ew.
Everyone has no common sense, but no worry.
Yeah.
We gave them common sense.
Yes,
and,
we had to,
and sense in general.
Yeah, we made it so that they weren't super into the predatory behavior, and now they're just like brother-sister sort of relationship. So it's a lot less disgusting now.
Yeah, I guess the most stalkery, mildly maybe worthy of juvenile delinquency is them breaking into Mrs. Rudolph's house. But, you know, what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, I know I have personally broken into my teacher's house before, so, like, that's... You got in trouble for it, but I also did get a very
Full
sweet...
disclosure.
Yeah, that did happen. And we did get in trouble, but I did also get a very, very comfortable pajama shirt out of it, so, like, no, I'm not upset I did that.
Experience and a win-win somehow.
Yeah.
Well, not that we encourage such behavior.
We don't condone people going into other people's houses.
Happens.
But we did do that one time when we were like 8. Like, it happened. We're not gonna pretend it didn't.
Yeah, but you know, kids, it's not a guarantee you'll get a nice, you know, pajama shirt out of it. So
or you know, a nice
twice.
teacher that will understand that you did that for swimming pool reasons.
Yeah, swimming pool reasons.
Oh my god.
Well, it's a thing that happens. Yeah. But yeah, that's the whole issue 3. And well, we did start talking about issue 4 last time, but just as a mild cliffhanger for you listeners out there, it'll be about tyranny in prison. Not to be taken out of context.
Yeah, no, absolutely no taking that out of context.
Yeah,
Black
just
Lives
tyranny
Matter,
in a dungeon, you know, for, you know, story reasons.
Yeah, I think...
And character reasons.
Yeah, I don't think the Italian writers of this were particularly aware of the 2020 implications of that, or the 2021 implications of that. So, you know, it's, at the moment, she is being held captive. We probably shouldn't say she's in prison. That's maybe not the best look. But, you know.
I guess she's just there.
Yeah.
Just there.
She was taken hostage.
Yeah, and more on that next time, I guess.
Yes, more on that next week.
When we dissect this whole situation and fix the other stuff that maybe makes Cedric more dumb.
Oh god, is there more Cedric hot fixes coming? I forgot.
Well, I'm looking through the Holy Scriptures and yes.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, so there's a whole lot of world building stuff that actually happens in issue 3 apparently because of Mrs. Rudolph, and we're gonna have to, you know, delete a lot of this or like reskin it.
Oh no.
And more fun times ahead.
Yes, more fixing times ahead. But for now, we probably should say goodbye to the listeners. Yeah.
Goodbye for now,
Bye.
But stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
For issue 4 and its problems.
Will we ever get around to talking about Caleb again? Probably not.
Give it a couple more issues, I guess.
We'll keep you posted. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Well, see you guys.
Bye.
Stay safe and have a great week.
Yeah.
Have great weeks. Have great days.
Stay safe.
Have greatness.
Stay safe, make good decisions, all that nonsense. We don't have a Patreon yet, or ever, probably, but, you know.
Well, we'll see, you know. Well, we'll keep you posted.
Donate to worthy causes, sign petitions that mean things to you, all that stuff. But we'll talk to you. We'll see y'all next week.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.